Hi and welcome to the Veeam Studio. I'm Jason Werner, Product Marketing Manager with Veeam. I'm joined today in studio by Andrew Dickerson. Andrew, why don't you tell us a little about your role at HPE and your relationship with Veeam?
Sure, it's great to be here, by the way, Jason. Nice to meet you as well. So I'm Senior Manager at HPE, responsible for product marketing for big data and data analytics. And we've been doing a lot with Veeam over the last, 5 to 10 years, I think. And I'm responsible for ensuring we get all the marketing collateral out there, ensuring we go to market, do the social media, that type of thing.
There's a lot of synergy between Veeam and HPE right now, isn't there?
Amount.
Great opportunities for our partners. Maybe tell us a little bit about the HPE ecosystem and Veeam and how we're building that together.
Yeah, so Veeam has been part of what we call the HPE Complete program for best part of a year and a half now. And we're moving that across into be more, a closer alliance really, and part of the HPE supply chain. And that's going to give our partners and our customers a lot of benefits in terms of pricing, delivery, flexibility and support.
And there's at this point with technology, there's a lot of opportunity for our partners and a lot of solutions that Veeam and HPE can provide, especially around security. Tell us a little bit about some of the drivers and the solutions that HPE is providing with Veeam.
Yeah, it's a challenge these days doing data protection. It's getting more and more complex. You think data's growing at 52% per annum is what the analysts are saying. It's incredible growth. And just think if you've got 100 terabytes a day, 5 years time you've got 750 terabytes.
We heard a lot of Veeam talking about that hyper sprawl of data, hyper growth of data.
And a huge amount of that data is at the edge, sensors, telemetry, that sort of thing. And all of it needs protecting, all of it needs to be available. And just having that data around us is hard. And one of the biggest threats today is ransomware, very hot topic.
Absolutely.
I think it's grown, was it $325 million dollars of impact back in 2015? It's forecast to be $11.5 billion in 2019. Huge issue for customers.
What are some of the best practices and key strategies that our joint customers can employ to avoid issues like ransomware?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of the standard things like making sure you've got long passwords, 12-digit passwords, and all these sorts of things. But I think two things we do, all of our customers should be thinking about really is what are your recovery needs? Wherever you've got this data, what are your recovery needs? And it's going to be different for every single company. It's going to be different by application.
Yes.
From a Veeam HPE perspective, there's a few things. First one is snapshots. Veeam integrates really well with our all-flash array snapshots. Absolutely beautiful. It helps the orchestration, the snapshots, and so on. Mm-hmm. The other area is around the integration with something called StoreOnce Catalyst. And StoreOnce is basically a backup appliance. It does a lot of deduplication. And StoreOnce Catalyst is an API, and Veeam integrates incredibly well with that. The way ransomware works is it really attacks what it can see. And if you're backing up to a NAS device, it sees a NAS device. It's a file-based device. And often ransomware will also attack the backups. If that happens, guess what? You've lost your primary data, you've lost your backup data.
You think you've got a great backup.
Exactly.
A complete backup.
Exactly.
However,
and you get this lovely sign coming up saying, send us some bitcoins. But with StoreOnce Catalyst, what happens is it's something that the ransomware, the malware, just cannot see. And so it hits the StoreOnce Catalyst backup, or Veeam backup, StoreOnce Catalyst, and it goes, can't see it, end of story. So you've always got that validated, verified backup.
Tell us about what, and backup is very crucial. Tell us about the recovery time and how Veeam and HPE come together to help you with you to meet your objectives for recovery as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm actually doing a presentation later today around that. You may have seen some of the numbers floating around the HPE booth. Veeam and HPE, we did a joint white paper with IDC, you've probably seen that, on the business value of our joint solutions, and 262% return on investment over 5 years, fantastic. Recovery times were shortened by about 90%, backup windows, same sort of thing.
Fantastic. That's got to have a huge impact not only on the productivity of a business, but also IT operations and efficiencies there as well.
Absolutely. And perhaps the thing that really stood out for me was that several of the customers said, we've got such confidence in the HPE Veeam availability and protection system, it actually helps sales.
Interesting.
It's an intangible you can't measure really. But all of a sudden they're saying, well, we've got such confidence we can get the data back if we need it. The application's available. We go out and we do more selling.
Interesting. They can be more aggressive with that confidence.
Exactly.
Fantastic. As you've worked with Veeam over the last couple of years, what do you see some of the advantages of going to market with a partner like Veeam?
HPE and Veeam are both leaders in their respective fields. And Veeam, I think the best thing is Veeam is a great company to work with. They're easy to work with. we both want the same thing. We both want to drive customer satisfaction, make life easier for customers. And I think that's the core thing.
When talking to customers about Veeam and HPE solutions, how does that help HPE distinguish itself in the market?
I think I'll go back to the previous answer I gave you there in some ways, that Veeam is a leader. It's got a huge mind share in the market. In particular, the protection of virtual machines. Virtualization is still growing, and protecting virtualized environments is a big challenge. We've done quite a few surveys, about 2,000 customer surveys actually, where we've measured their backup environments. And just to give you an idea, 50% of all backup jobs take more than 4 days.
Wow.
It's like, really? And it's driven by unstructured data, which isn't surprising,
yes.
Big databases and virtualized environments. And Veeam solves that problem for people. And so between the combination of integration with HPE snapshots and flash arrays, and then the backup devices, and then movement of data to the cloud, great solution.
Excellent. As you're talking to customers here at VeeamON this week, what are you hearing back from them? What are the latest issues that they're dealing with? What are things that seem to be top of mind lately with customers?
Yeah, well, it's just having a backup solution across the data lifecycle. Whether that's mission critical, I've got to have it available right now. It's transactional type aspects where I need the snapshots. Ransomware's come up a few times, and then what do I do for long-term data archival? What do I do for compliance down the line? I'm
hearing that as well. A lot of people are feeling like they've got a decent handle on the needs of today, but the uncertainties of tomorrow are seeming to be driving a lot of strategies and development of new strategies, and a lot of questions on how partners and vendors like Veeam and HPE can help them meet those requirements.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I'm Jason Werner. We thank Andrew Dickerson for being with us here in the studio.
Thanks very much, Jason. Pleasure.